Welcome to the Autism Spectrum Disorder module. You may have heard some common myths about individuals with autism. They may have often been portrayed as violent individuals who injure themselves and others, or you may have also seen autism represented as an intellectual disability. And it is important to note that these are inaccurate beliefs and common misconceptions. The purpose of this module is to educate you on the characteristics and diversity of individuals with autism spectrum disorder, as well as emphasize the different teaching methods for remediation. Let's meet Mel. She will be sharing her personal perspective and experience of what it's like to have siblings with ASD and working in the field with individuals on the spectrum. Hi Mel, what does ASD look like for you at home?
I'm an older sister to two brothers with autism spectrum disorder, and because of that experience, I thought I had an idea more or less what autism was. To me, what autism looked like was my brothers engaging in tantruming behavior, yelling, whispering, some stereotypy, and also repeating like scripts from a movie over and over again.
What does ASD look like for you with your client?
And since I started working in the field, I noticed that there were a huge range of skills and skill deficits that individuals with autism spectrum disorder have or can have. And for example, one of my clients is non-vocal, so he uses other methods of communication to speak. Like I had to learn some sign language, and I had to start using this iPad-like device where he would push buttons to tell me what he wants.
Can you give us some examples of cases you've had?
The very first cases I've had, I was just bombarded with a bunch of female cases, which was surprising for me because coming in, I had the assumption that autism, with working with individuals with autism spectrum disorder, most of them would be male, and if they were female, I thought that they would be more severe, and it turned out that the females that I worked with were in fact vocal, they could speak, and they just had different skills. And
what is your experience with diversity and ASD?
It's just really interesting when you see a range of individuals, because it really is a spectrum. Each person that you work with that has autism spectrum disorder, you are working with that individual and that case, and the next kid or individual you work with, it's going to be a completely different set of skills and skills deficits that they have. So that's my experience.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us, Mel. So let's start with what is ASD? According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, ASD is a neurological and developmental disorder that involves significant social, communication, and behavioral challenges. Some medical issues that may accompany ASD are epilepsy, gastrointestinal disorder, sleep difficulty, and attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. Symptoms of ASD can appear within the first 2 years of life and can affect anyone regardless of culture, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, age, sexual orientation, and race. According to the CDC, ASD affects 1 in 59 children, is 4 times more common in males than in females, and 1 in 6 children has developmental disabilities. While the exact cause is unclear, the development of ASD is influenced by the combination of genetic and environmental factors. Although there is no cure for it, treatments grounded in applied behavior analysis help address the environmental factors and the influence it has on behaviors associated with ASD. We will talk about some of these treatments later in this module. ASD is referred to as a spectrum disorder because people with ASD can display a variety of symptoms that range in severity and affect social skills and adaptive skills in different ways. Before we address skills and areas for improvements of individuals with ASD, we want to give you a brief history. In 1943, Dr. Leo Kenner, a child psychiatrist, observed 11 children who were thought to have mental retardation. He conducted a study where he observed the children having difficulties developing speech, difficulties socializing with others. He also noted the children engaging in repetitive behaviors and engaging in ritualized behaviors. It is important to note that the behavior patterns observed by Kenner in 1943 are still relevant to behavior patterns seen today with individuals on the spectrum. Each individual you encounter will come with his or her own set of skills and areas that need improvement. For example, some individuals with ASD do fine at home, but might need assistance in school. Some individuals do well at school, but might need help in social and work settings. Parents, teachers, and others can learn more about evidence-based treatments by visiting the website Association for Science in Autism Treatment, asatonline.org, and clicking the tab Autism Research and Treatment for more information. That concludes our review of what is autism. Please complete the checkpoint questions on Canvas.